Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Namaste to everyone. So you can see we're in an island of choice today. Choose your island. This is traditionally the fall, autumn is, well, traditionally in the New Year's is a time where we reevaluate and commit to more of our self-care practices. But autumn is a great time to pivot into that pivotal time where we want to really stay resilient and strong, and foster our self-care practice even before. Anytime we can do this is the best, but this is so symbolic of the leaves, right? The leaves are separating from the trees, and so we want to see what we need to let go of as well, let go of, and also surrender in a conscious way. We were talking just a little bit before the class, maybe some limited thoughts and beliefs, some comparisons, judgment, and blame. You know, this is what the mind does, but we catch it, and we can consciously let go of those distorted thinking, and then come back to our acceptance of our true self, already whole and free. So we will bring that into the change of the season at this time. And it's also a good time to flesh out, like all the time, flesh out the toxins, but especially in this seasonal change. So with that said, we're going to start the practice. I'll back it up. I think I'd like to be in the Big Island today. Going to the Big Island. So one of the ways to flush out toxins is through the stronger breath of fire. Think of the navel to the spine as we do some movement up the upper body twist. So I'll demonstrate what this looks like. So we're going to bring our arms out and then bring the fingertips to the tops of the shoulders, the thumbs, and the outer edge. So you're going to inhale and twist to one side and exhale to the other. I'll demonstrate once and we'll do it together. So it's, and you're exhaling through a strong exhale through the mouth. Okay, so let's begin at your pace. Inhale. The head could go long. Slow it down. Start to talk in this. And then come to center. Bring the hand into Namaste. Bring the hands to the spiritual eye, the crown. Lengthen and grow. And feel the space all around you. And then as we do our full body yogic breath, I'd like to bring the full body yogic breath into a count of a 5 or 7, for example, inhaling 5, holding 5, exhaling 5, okay? So as we just breathe now and tune in to our sankalpa, our intention, just notice what quality you'd like to bring in or what intention you would like to bring into your life right now. Maybe you're working on letting go of something. Maybe you're working on letting go of the judgment, the blame, and cultivating acceptance. So just see what comes up for you, and we literally want to breathe that in, that quality of what we want to work toward, perhaps acceptance, and what we want to let go of on the exhale. So first we'll exhale through the mouth. And then inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently hold the breath, focus at the spiritual eye. 4, 5. Exhale either through the nostrils or the mouth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue at a breath count that works for you. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath, focus on that quality you want to bring in, patience, acceptance, exhale what you want to let go of. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do one more round at your own pace and timing. I'm not going to count it. You count it in your face. Hear that oceanic sound. Okay, and of course, we'll continue to focus on that wonderful medicine of the breath as we move into our more classic asana movement practices. So we'll start with drawing the knees in. So check, see, let's try to enter. And having your props by your side, of course. Now you can have a blanket for the knees if you want some extra padding. And we'll go into our classic cat, but first side to side with the hips. You could circle around. And really feeling the inhale and exhale. And then go in the opposite direction. Okay, and now we'll get into our classic cat. Scooping out the low, mid, upper back. I gaze up. Exhale, round. What do you want to let go of? Inhale, scooping out. What do you want to bring in? What quality is that you want to bring in? If you want to go deeper on your exhale, meaning sinking back toward the heels more. Comparison. And opening up to acceptance. And then adding our transition into downward facing dog. So we'll hover those knees. For 3, 2, 1, and then pour back. Spreading out the heels, pressing into the base of the fingertips. And invoking that quality. So the classic is the calmness and the peacefulness, but maybe you're cultivating acceptance. The acceptance radiate through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Knowing that it's usually a process, but keeping that focus, our intention is going to really help to remind the mind to drop in to the heart of intention. Circle the head 3 times in each direction. Then add just a basic flow to begin, and then heat it up as we go through, coming into plank. Don't collapse the belly of the head. Bring one forearm down, then the other. Couple breaths here. And then tops of the knees, unfurl the toes, lift the heart. And a little bit more focus on the twist. Now we go side to side to hydrate the shoulders, but what I'm hoping for here is that you're looking toward that right elbow and you're turning to the side. Try to root that right hip bone down so you don't pop off that right hip bone, but we're getting the twist, a gentle twist in the spine. And back. Now looking over toward, keep the legs strong. The left shoulder, left hip of the elbow. Keep that left hip bone down, grounded. And then down. Okay, warming up in our locust series. I'm gonna have to turn this way for the swimming of the arms. So first, just root down through the tops of the feet. Lift the upper body. And then, if possible, swim that right arm forward and pulse up. And then exhale, let that right arm come back. Recharging the spine, opening our wings of joy. Left arm comes up, pulse up, energy through this right arm too, but more of the swim brush stroke back. One more time each side, swimming through the air we breathe. Inhale, pulse up, locust, Salabhasana, exhale back. And then left arm swims forward, repulse up, and then exhale back. And then we'll take rest here. We'll step one hand on top of the other, large toes touch, heels apart, rest at the spiritual eye. Maybe the quality didn't come to you right away. Maybe you're cultivating that quality. Acceptance of myself. We can ask that with grace, we can be more accepting of ourselves and others, their circumstances. We don't want to feel like we're doing this alone. There's a divine support system here. And now, feet hip width apart, legs strong. We start with baby cobra, Bhujangasana. Couple breaths. And then rising up. Maybe on the knees, maybe off the knees, lion's breath. Couple times. Okay, knees touch down. And we come back to our cat stretch. Here for now. Rounded cat. Opposite of the background. Opening up. Love, joy, wisdom, peace. Whatever is your quality. Neutral spine. Take your time here. Hover those knees off the ground. Core strengthening as well. When you're ready, pour it back. Let's do an opposite. Press more weight through the right hand, left foot, right knee bends, and then shift. So tread it out. Right in your sound combo. With grace, I'm allowing acceptance to radiate through every cell of my body, acceptance of my body. That's a big one. My mind, circumstances, and acceptance of others with grace. So we step one foot forward, then the other. And the knees yield into the earth. Feel that earth support. Sweep the arms back, heart lifts. And we sweep forward. Open in our chair. So that resiliency and strength. Cultivating that as well. Inhale, coming up. And we'll feel the space around us as we're standing. Yielding to the earth. And just take a moment and bring one hand on the belly, the other hand on the heart. Full yogic breath as we're standing now in our mountain pose. So one very simple beginning of the sun salute with the cobra and the down dog and the plank. I'm going to add on. We're going to add others to our experience here on the mat. Breathing them into your heart, sending prayers here for others and others who comes up for you. People, the planet. As we tap into the spiritual eye, animals, crown of the head. And now this one, I'm going to angle out here. We're going to step our right foot forward. Okay. Left foot 30 degrees. So we're starting in a warrior one stance, excuse me, but we're going to add on to it. Okay. So we're rooting down. Right hip back, left hip forward. And what we're going to do here is we're going to sweep the arms up and then root down again. I attune my will to the source of all power. We know this affirmation well. But now here's the add-on. We sweep the arms forward. Look at the point on the floor. And then when we come up, we straighten that leg if that works for you, that front leg. And we do another affirmation. Bend the knee. I attune my will and the elbows to the source of all power. We affirm what we're doing. And then we sweep forward. Exhale. And then we sweep up. Inhale. Do this a total of 3 times. Bend that front knee. This time we bring the forearms toward one another. Root down as much as you can. I attune my will to the source of all power. And here we go. Sweeping forward. And then straightening the leg, the right leg, the arms as we pulse up. And before we go to the other side, let's lunge again. Look at a point in front of us. Get into those hips even more. Rotate off the back heel. And we do our shimmy shake. We do walking our foot out to the side. Really getting into hydrating our hips. We want that river of life to flow, the energy to flow. If it, you notice if it gets stuck, breathe into it. Okay. Do some pigeon lighter, great hip opener, but this is a beginning opener with lunge. And then from here, we walk the foot in and we step back to our plank. So we get that strong line of energy going. Couple breaths here. And then we bring one forearm down, then the other. And then we come on top of the knees. Opening the toes. And see which cobra is speaking to you now. We rise up to greet this day. And opening to it with the open heart, open chakras, lion's breath. And again. And pouring back. Opposite stretch. We know where we're going here. Round cat. Neutral spine. Hover off the knees. For 3, 2, 1. Pour back. Any variation you like. Keep opening to your intention. Calmness, peace radiate through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being is the classic intention for those toes, but we can always modify it so it speaks to what you're going through, what you're working toward.
Okay, step the feet toward one another. We're gonna look at the space between the hands and step that left foot forward. Right foot 30 degrees. Take your time to get set up. These are heat producing poses as we draw that left hip back, right hip forward. Virabhadrasana 1 variation, warrior 1. And here we go, let's figure. Okay, exhale, move down. And affirm. I attune my will to the source of all power. Slow enough to feel it as we reach up. And then we're going to sweep forward. You can always modify on your knee, maybe. Right knee. And then we come up. If possible, straightening that left leg and the arms. Really open and expansive. And then rooting and grounding. Opening up to the side. I attune my will to the source of all power. Took Tigger with me to Hawaii. I attune my will to the source of all power as we reach up, and then we come forward. Slow and steady. Wins the race. Inhale, coming up. Straightening that left leg, straightening the arms, but drawing the scapula down. And one more time. See which arm variation speaks to you. We've done several here. Bringing the forearms together toward one another. I attune my will to the source of all power. And coming forward with that knee bent. Upper body elongated. One more time to come up. And straighten. But then we want to deepen into our hip opening. So we come forward and rotate off of that back heel. Really open the hips and the back of the foot as well as we walk our left foot out to the side and just shimmy shake side to side. Now I'm focusing on the hip opener, but you could tell it's a shoulder opener as well. Let's feel what's going on this, especially, well, both sides are opening. Feel more in that left hip flexor. Okay, and then from here, completing the flow a little bit differently, meaning when we step back, we're going to come into our forearm plank. Several breaths here. And thumbs to the knees. Growing. And then adding on to our locust series that we did earlier. So what this means is the right arm comes forward, the left arm back. And we're going to pulse that right arm, left leg, opposites, okay? Pulsing up, melody, and then easing down. 3 times each side. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale. Oh, more ease. And then again, inhale. And then down. And then we swim our left arm forward, our right arm down by our side. It's been a while since you visited us. I'm going to move you gently to the side. Pulsing the left arm, right leg. And down. Again, recharging the spine, working with opposites. And make sure you did the equal amount on each side. Okay. And then from here, we'll rise up into our full cobra. Okay. And then we got our cat to teach us the cat. To teach us the cat stretches. It postures we know, many of them emulated after animals. And the ability to move and be and unconditional love. Okay, pulling back. You got it. Invoking your intention. Calmness radiate through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. I'm rippling more. I'm adding more of a ripple here, wave-like movement. We want that river of life, of energy to flow through us. And then stepping one foot forward, then the other, one hand and the other, resting the palms either at the hollows of the elbows or underneath the soles of the feet, Ahasa Asana. Relaxing any unnecessary mental burdens. Okay, coming up to our standing. Knees. Lifting the heart. Sweeping upward and rooting from the pelvic floor through the legs. And rising up. Rising up, collecting and gathering in our mountain pose. Rolling, clearing the energy all around us as well as within us. Bring those others into our heart. We'd like to send those prayers of care to that compassion, whatever it is for you. Okay. And we're going to go pretty wide stance. I'm going to take a sip of water here first. Make sure you have your block accessible for this flow. Because we're going to go wide into Prasarita Padottanasana. And think of belly and solar plexus here, the right use of power in our third chakra, Manipura chakra. You wanna just rub gently and just feel how we're digesting everything, assimilating at this stage of autumn, at this changing of the season, at this time in our lives. What do we want to bring in and what do we want to let go of? So these opposites are working a lot in our lives. Okay, so getting that warmth in the solar plexus, the right use of power. And then with that, we can open to the right use of power, collecting and gathering. And then getting into our Virabhadrasana 2 and 3 series here. That's why you want your block close by. So left knee comes out to the side, tracking over the second toe, palms down. Pulse it down a few times. Okay, notice the difference when the palms turn up and then we pulse up. And then we look over our left hand as we can bring the palms down or up, you choose. Joyfully, definitely up when we come up. Joyfully manifest your intention
activate it. We want to intentionalize it, then we want to activate it as we reach up and over into our bent knee triangle. Okay, it's really good for the hip. Coming over lightly on that left forearm and extending out to the side. Really strong line of energy here through that right side. So allowing the energy and joy to fill my body cells. Energy and joy fill my body cells. It's a classic triangle affirmation. This is the bent knee triangle. Now we go into our straight leg triangle. Here's where we're going to bring the block over. Straightening, engaging the thighs, stacking the shoulders, adding mudra, individual self, uniting yoga with our higher self, universal self, head to tail connected. Beautiful, staying here, or perhaps slowly, I have just enough room here to circle that arm around and keep affirming the energy and joy filling your body cells and the willpower to activate the intention. Okay. Now we're going to transition. So we've done warrior 1, warrior 2. Now we're going into warrior 3 with the block. So you can either have one block facing like this. No, I'll do that because it's easier. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to place our hands on the block and just see if that right leg can lift off. It helps to point the toe down of the right foot, to draw that right hip down. And affirming amidst life storms, I find my center. Amidst life storms, I could come back to my center. Now notice what it's like holding the block. And then I find it very hard to come from the ground up. I like to come into it to try from a standing position. So I'm going to take a moment here. I'm going to step back so I don't go into the fireplace. And see, check my balance. See if you want to bring your arms out to the side. And lifting up, maybe just for a couple breaths here. It's okay if you fall out. Come back. Okay. And then we step it out. We turn it in. We go into a squat. Pulse down. Pulse up. Pulse down again. We're going to add our twist. Looking over the right shoulder, straightening the left arm. Back to the center. Pulse down. Add the twist. Looking over your left shoulder. Left elbow bends, right arm straightens. Back to the center. Really fires up all the chakras, but definitely the root, second and third. Back to the warmth. And the third chakra, right use of will. Beautiful intention. As we flow to our other side. So I'm going to bring the block over. We come into our Virabhadrasana 2. Right knee over the second toe. Roll that flesh of the thigh upward. Keep the shoulders and hips stacked. And then opening and rooting. So much going on here. Open the toes of the right foot. Try not to clench on too hard. Okay. And again, what are you manifesting as you lengthen and grow? And then rooting down, actualizing, looking over your right fingertips. The intention works, of course, only if we actualize it. Okay, we know that. Inhale, pulse it up. And that's why we want to start with the intention, write it down, have it ingrained, put in action. As you reach up. And then taking your time, slow flow here into our bent knee triangle. If you want to use your block for it, you can. I'm going to sweep the arm strongly to the side. Let those hips lower down. Feel the energy and joy filling your body cells. 3 to 5 breaths. And then if it's time for you to go into straight leg triangle, I'm going to set my back within a little bit. Readjust for the physical alignment. At the tail. Sweep that arm up. Add mudra. So that's what we're doing in yoga, individual self, uniting, union with our higher self. Every time we practice, and then we take that awareness off the mat as we extend perhaps and open again and again to the energy and joy. Fill my body cells. Energy and joy. Fill my body cells. Now we take it into our warrior 3. So again, I need to move because of furniture. And then put the block here. And you're going to look in front of the block. And then the left toes are down to help the balance. Most of the breath gets deeper. With that focus and concentration that balance poses bring us. Mid-life storms, I find my center. I'm liking that. Now, much more challenging is to come out and not use a prop if that's in your practice. Try it. Watch your drishti gaze. I'm going to start with arms by my side. Left toes down. Deepen into that ujjayi sound. Mid-life storms at final center. Like you come back. And barely come out. Out on purpose. Recenter, collect and gather. And then rather than a squat this time, up, tuning into the third chakra again. Belly, core, strength and resilience. This transitional time. And just like the leaves, surrendering, letting go, letting go of what holds us back from our intention. As you internalize, it gets in the way of that. We need to affirm where we're going and what could get in the way. So we build skill sets to work with what gets in the way. Knuckles up to the sky on the inhale, crown of the head toward the earth on the exhale. Relaxing and casting aside unnecessary mental burdens. And then slowly coming back with the hand sliding down toward the knees. And that's when we'll transition
First tuning in, well, let's go to the root chakra here. Open, and then rooting down. With the root and then flow. So the feet are rooted, but the energy's flowing. Good. Very good. So those all do open the hips, but especially we're going to get into the pigeon, so lunges, pigeon, twist, we'll really get in there. So we'll go into a Ika Pada Rajakapatanasana, add some core strength, both poses to it. All right, so I'm going to move my blanket out to the side for this one. I'm going to come to the front of the mat. Bring the hands to the heart. Again, tapping in. Spiritual eye, down. Don't collapse into the lumbar. Lift through the heart. Expand and grow as we come forward. Get back to our three-legged dog if that's in your practice. And we're going to possibly lift that left leg up. And bend the knee, open the hip. But keep that left shoulder drawing toward the earth. Rotate your left ankle a few times. And some core strength activation knee to chest for a moment in our plank, couple breaths. And then bring the knee between the hands. Slide that leg back on top of the knee. You can use a blanket for underneath your left cheek if it's off the ground. No problem. As we shimmy shake side to side in our shoulders. Okay, so heart opening at first, and then the deeper hip opening. As if you want to try this is, I don't usually bring this in, but notice what happens if you bring your hands back and then just use the strength of the spine. That's a lot. And then the hands come forward and then we melt down. I'm going to walk my foot forward a little bit. You can use a bolster, a blanket here to help prop you up, resting perhaps at the spiritual eye, melting those shoulders down, softening, letting go. And as we know, again and again, it's in this moment, we're coming back to practices to bring us back into this moment. Mind goes to the past and future, we note it, and then we return to this present moment. Let we go. Overthinking the future. Past in the past. And we breathe into this moment. Notice the rhythm, the texture of your breath. Get into that back of the heart quality. That could be your shadow holding material in the back of the heart. Give it space, the grace of space. This is allowing as we rise up, allowing everything to be yours. As we rise upward, inhale. And we're going to transition by turning those right toes under, coming off of the right knee, and then stepping it back. Let it out. Magnetize the heart, toward the thighs. peace to radiate through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Okay, inner borders of the feet together, right leg lifts up, opening the hip, rooting down to that left heel. See if you can rotate the right ankle. And we're going to take our time to sweep through and hover, knee to chest. And stepping that right knee through, sliding on top of the left knee. Shimming side to side. And uncurling the toes. Now we'll see. Your body will tell you. You can use that blanket underneath your cheek if those arms can lift off or not. Accepting whatever's here, remember. So not to compare. But the brain does that. Again, the brain does so many things to try to protect us. Okay. But then it goes overboard with the comparison and the fear, but it tries to protect us at first. That's the origin of it. Okay, lengthen up and grow. And then melt down. Seeing, sensing, and feeling. Just in this present moment. Past is the past, releasing it as best as you can. Releasing the future, expanding into the eternal now. Meditate on the sound of the breath. And if it's time for you to rise up, I'm not going to go back to down dog. What we're going to do is we're going to rise up in our upper body and then sweep. So we come onto that right cheek more fully and sweep this left leg around. Into a butterfly and circling up the bottom. And use that flow. And as promised, I go into so deep hip opener in the pigeon, and then deeper to come forward for the hips. If that your body where it allows you to go. If you want to add on, you stretch your arms out. I like to lift the wrists up. Off from those shoulders. Don't jam into the shoulders. Again, those forward bends opening up to the back of the heart. Any opportunity to bring compassion into our hearts for ourselves and others. It's such an antidote for letting go of blame and judgments, comparisons. And so we will walk the hands back if they were coming forward. And both pose. We're going to do high bow and then low bow. Because within every breath lies infinite power. So you could do your bow with your hands behind your knees. Keep lifting the heart up. That's the main thing. Maybe the hands come away from the knees. Maybe we switch. Maybe we take a moment in a high bow. And then protect the back as we go to low bow. So tuck the tailbone under. Low back's on the ground, looking towards your toes. Bend the knees and ease. Bring those knees into the shoulders. Okay. And rock side to side. Iron out the low back and mid back and upper back as the head goes from side to side. Ironing, we're doing a lot of rinsing and ironing out toxins, tensions, physical, thought, and emotional. Coming back to our true self, already whole, already free, again and again and again. And the knees come away from you, inner borders of the feet together, then toward one another. And we'll reverse it in the opposite direction. Okay. Happy baby. Rocking side to side, ironing out again and again. Maybe extending one leg, maybe not. To the beach of the Big Island here, touching the sand. Feels great. And then stabilizing and taking a moment, that butterfly, it's called Supta Baddha Konasana when you're lying down. So lying down, hip opener with the soles of the feet together, the lumbar is going to come off the floor. The arms could come by your side or do that container wherever your hands are going to be on the chakras. You take in that life force prana of the inhalation, the affirmation, and every breath has infinite power. And letting go. And slowly, slowly magnetize those inner thighs toward one another. You want some tension release, some trauma release to go on. So we do have time wonderful for our classic twist. If there's another pose flow, feel free. This is your time that you carved out. And flatten the feet, plug in the entire spine, and then draw in that right knee to the shoulder, flex and point, flex and point. We know this is massaging, especially the ascending forward. So again, what we're taking in, not only our food. And then if your back's okay, let that left leg come down, circle around, hydrate. Hip, a little back. Plant the right foot, swivel the hips to the right, and left hand to the right knee. Pulse it back and forth. Knee and shoulder, knee and shoulder. I like to extend. This is kind of great to use furniture. I'm placing my, if it works for you, you don't have to, the right foot on an object or extending it out. Left toes turn in, and know this wonderful affirmation as that arm scoops up and over. Divine light is within me and all around me. That goes along, that goes along. Divine light is within me and all around me. Press through both shoulders, really widen through the heart. Soften that right knee. Plant the right foot, adjust onto your spine, reset. And before we go to the other side, Extend both legs, a moment of mini shavasana and a moment of tension release. So rocking that hip, that foot that leg like a windshield wiper. And then the head turns to the left and back to center. 8 to 10 times. So much of this important bilateral paradoxical duality release going on in our practice of yoga and in these specific trauma release movements and tension release movements. Come back to center. Almost at Shavasana. We're going to really let it steep in soak. For now, we're going to go to the left side, the Uni side. And this observer, aware of it all, not judging. It's our humanness that judges. By himself doesn't. Draw that left knee in and point and flex. If it's too much on your back, you can always bend your knee. Point and flex, point and flex. Watch those shoulders unjacking up, come down, open up. Typically amethyst, love spinal twists. And we know twists are great for detoxing, cleansing. And then planting the left foot, and swiveling the hips to the left. Of course, that right arm comes over, back and forth, knee and shoulder, knee and shoulder. Yeah, if you'd like, extend that right leg, left leg out to the side, but bring the right toes up and then press through both elbows, really expand through the heart. Let's sweep that left arm up and around. Affirming either outwardly out loud or inwardly softly. Divine light flows in me and is all around me. Divine light is within me and all around me. Wide, radiant, expansive heart. Feel that massage of the descending colon. Again, okay, symbolic what we're letting go of, right? What we're taking in on the ascending, what we're letting go of. We come to this again and again in our practice, but we made it really explicit today. And softening and inviting you to see at this change of season, what it is you're working toward. That's acceptance. And then what gets in the way of that? Judgment, comparison, right? Our own process of coming to acceptance and our sense of light, softening, out left knee, planting the foot, resetting, drawing that left knee in, extending the left leg down. Before we do the rocking, take a full yogic breath. And then rock that left leg like a windshield wiper from the hip, and then the head turns to the right and center. 8 to 10 times. You feel complete. Come back to the central channel. Remember, we're free in the central channel. We're not in duality anymore. So much of our life is duality. Come into the full yogic breath. Listening to what restorative pose, relaxation pose is going to feel the best for you today. If you're wanting more of a hip opener, I would suggest the Supta Baddha Konasana. You could either use the rolled blanket for the spine, to the side, or to get that, or a classic bolster. So that would be on the central channel, or what I believe we did last week was that block, which really opens the back of the heart. So you decided you want an intense back of the heart opener, or more moderate would be the roll blanket. Since it's here, I'm going to go with this. So it's a demo. You're going to luxuriate. Anything you need to do, get comfy, get cozy, get snuggly, get blankets, eye bag. So if you're wanting more of a hip opener and a heart opener, this is a great practice here. If at any point, as I guide you through the Shavasana, you want those legs to come down, of course, feel free to do what feels good for you. Okay. Music going. That is through a deep, deep integration and restoration. I know we started a little bit late, so hopefully you have a few extra minutes here. All right. So making any adjustments to make yourself more comfortable. If we're in that supported block, we don't want to move our head. Otherwise, if your neck is free, you can ease from side to side. And we'll go from the top down, just open through the crown. Open to this time of year, the falling leaves, the change of light, the shorter light, we could appreciate it more perhaps. And that invitation to go more inward and let go. What is it that you're wanting to let go of? As you soften the forehead, deeply relaxing the eyelids, the eyebrows. Feel the cool air coming in through both nostrils on the inhale, perhaps coolness at the spiritual eye. And the warm cooked air as you exhale. If you'd like, exaggerating a yawn to help release the upper and lower jaw. Notice sensation inside the mouth, tongue, root of the tongue, teeth, gums, lips, upper and lower. Feel the shoulders easing away from the ears, and radiant sensation streaming through both arms, left and right. And perhaps feeling the energy in your form, a pulsation more felt in the palms of the hands, fingers and thumbs.
Really breathing into the heart. Luxuriating in the floor, the ceiling, the sidewalls of the chest. Perhaps letting go of judgments, comparisons, blame, whatever you're letting go of. Noticing what you're bringing in, your sound kappa, your intention, love, acceptance. Usually with acceptance comes forgiveness of yourself and others. Those are deep practices, very worthy practices. Respecting who you are. And open to the unconditional love and higher wisdom to help you on your journey. You're not alone. Knowing that you've always been and will be enough. Breathing deep now into your third chakra in your belly, the lungs, ribs. Right use of power. Aligned with the divine, with your higher self. And just melt it through your back body, the back body. Feel that contact with the earth. Support, infinite support there. Perhaps a little lighter in the front body, or vice versa if you're lying on the belly. Cheeks soften. Your thighs left and right. Your knees, your calves, your ankles, all the way through to the soles of the feet, tops of the feet, ridges of the toes. Notice the energy, perhaps tingling in the soles of the feet. Resting again and again, already whole, already free, already aware, consciousness itself. And the joy of knowing that is your essential nature. Satchitananda. Just reflecting if it's time for you to transition into movement or staying in Shavasana, relaxation. You are transitioning, just do so gradually in your own comfort, in your own way, perhaps walking on your side, wiggling your fingers and toes. Resting on your side and perhaps coming up, perhaps not. And as we know, we've been sending prayers of care to others throughout the class, but more classically at the end here through sound, through the 3-syllable Om sound. You can visualize those you'd like to send healing energy to. Again, it could be the nation, the planet. As we, yeah, thank you. If you want, you can rub your hands together. Inhale. Bringing the hands when you're ready, and namaste. Bowing to the wisdom of your heart, recognizing that divinity in everyone and everything, and that's where we are one. Namaste to everyone. I will end the recording portion.